Sometimes we judge ourselves by, by saying things like, oh my God, what will people say? You've not started what you plan on doing yet, but you've already judged yourself like 20 times.
Hey Trina Tribe, you're welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And without further ado, let's jump right into this video.
Hi Trina Tribe, it's Trina here again, and I'm back again with another juicy topic. And today I'm going to talk about how to break free from procrastination and how to finally get things done. You see, procrastination, right, is when you plan on getting things, when you plan on doing something, right, but at the end of the day, you find out that you end up not doing it. Like you keep postponing things, you keep on making excuses like, yeah, I'm not good enough, I'm not perfect, because of fear of perfectionism. Do you understand? You want to be perfect, but there's no such thing as perfection. Trust me. When you keep on delaying things, you find out that with time you lose interest for it. You will lose interest for it. Like you will lose motivation to do the things that you plan on doing, that you keep on postponing, that you keep on scheduling for another day, which the other day will come, but you notice that you end up not doing it. You see, procrastination, right, is a taproot to failure. Like when you keep postponing things, when you have a plan for something and you keep postponing things, you're setting yourself up for failure. And the truth is that we are not perfect, right? We are all humans. We're not perfect. I'm not perfect. You shouldn't be perfect as well. Do you understand? So procrastination is not something to be ashamed of. You don't need to be ashamed of it or say, oh my God. You just need to ask yourself, how can I break free from this? Do you understand? Procrastination is a spirit, and it's a very bad spirit, but it's not something to be ashamed of. You just need to ask yourself, how can I break free from this? And how can I move forward? Do you understand? And that brings me to why we procrastinate. Do you understand? So before, I used to say to myself that, I'm going to start a task. I'm going to start something. By the end of the day, I notice that I don't do it. Not because I'm too lazy, but sometimes I notice that the tasks we have at hand might be too much for us. So sometimes we feel overwhelmed. Do you understand? So you need to start small. Don't just do every task. Don't do everything together. You need to start small, break it down. Go gentle, go easy on yourself. Another reason why we procrastinate is because we're scared of being judged. Sometimes we judge ourselves by saying things like, oh my God, what will people say? You've not started what you plan on doing yet, but you've already judged yourself like 20 times. You say things like, oh my God, what will people say? Oh my God, what will people say? I don't have the perfect tools, stuff like that. Back then, right, I've always wanted to start my YouTube channel. Trust me. Like, I've been procrastinating. I'll say to myself that, you know what, I'm going to start today. When today comes, I find out that I end up not doing it. Trust me. I keep on postponing, keep on procrastinating. That's how I've been doing for years. But you know what? I'm so proud of myself because I'm here now, I'm so proud of myself regardless. So that brings me to how we can break free from procrastination. So there's something called the 5-minute rule. The 5-minute rule is when you put a timer, you set a timer to a particular task that you want to do, and you say to yourself that, you know what, once this 5 minutes is over, I'm going to stop. But with time, you find out that after the 5 minutes is over, you don't want to stop. Why? Because your brain is already wired to it. Do you understand? Your brain is already loving the vibe. It's already catching the vibe. So you wouldn't want to stop. There's something about procrastination, right? When you start doing things that you ought to do, right? And you stop procrastinating, you find out that you start enjoying it. Do you understand? You just have to keep going. Don't stop. Just keep going. And with that, right, your brain is like, girl, no, I'm loving this vibe already. Chill, girl, I'm loving this vibe. So you wouldn't want to stop. You just need to keep going. Do you understand? You just need to keep going. When you get started, right, you notice that the pressure drops. Do you understand? Like when you start doing things that you're supposed to do, you notice that the pressure has reduced. Why? Because you got started, right? So you just need to keep going. And when you get started, that's when the magic kicks in. Do you understand? So you need to like get started. You just need to start. So another thing that made me, that helped me break free from procrastination is I reduce my time on social media. I know you might be wondering, might be saying, girl, how does social media affect or how does that cause procrastination? Fine, let me explain. You know, when you wake up in the morning, right? You wake up with a clear mindset. Do you understand? You wake up with a clear plan. So when you wake up and instead of you to do things that you're supposed to do, but you just hold your phone, you start going to social media, you start scrolling on Instagram from one post to another post, then you're still lying on your bed though. But with time, like you switch to another apps like Snapchat, with that, right, you feel lazy. You don't even want to stand up from the bed to do things that you ought to do. Like you feel unmotivated. Do you understand? So you might be in the bed. You might even find yourself lying on the bed all day without doing anything. So that can cause procrastination as well. Do you understand? So I'm not just exaggerating. It's true. So what I do is that before I go to bed, right, I have my journal, my Bible, and my pen. Everything, I put it on top of my bed. So when I wake up in the morning, that's the first thing I see in the morning. Do you understand? That's the first thing I see. When I wake up, right, I pray first before even checking my messages on WhatsApp to see or do you understand? So another thing that helped me out is by, putting my phone on do not disturb me mode. Do not disturb mode is there on your phone for a particular reason. Have you ever noticed that it's when you want to carry out a task, when you want to do something, maybe you want to finish editing your YouTube video. Do you understand? You want to read, you want to do something. That's when your phone start buzzing. You start receiving notifications here and there from different people. Are you free? Where are you? Cause different notifications. You understand? From different social media apps. Have you ever noticed that's when notifications start coming in? So what I do is that I pull my phone on Do Not Disturb Me whenever I want to carry out a particular task, right? Whenever, like, I put it off, then I put it on, sorry. Then when I'm done with everything that I want to do, maybe I finish with the particular task that I want to do, right? That's when I put it on. Like when my phone is on Do Not Disturb, you can't even reach me. You can't disturb me because sometimes we need our peace of mind. To be honest, like me, sometimes I need my peace of mind. I need my alone time. Do you understand? So when my phone keep on buzzing, it's distracting. In fact, it affects my mental health. To be honest. So what I normally do is that I turn it off whenever I'm done with my tasks. And I also noticed that one of the reasons why we procrastinate and why we feel so lazy to do things is because we find the task extremely boring. You understand? We find it boring. And when we find a particular task boring, we find it difficult to do that thing. Do you understand? So that brings me to another way that helps me. Back then, right, I don't usually enjoy cooking. Oh my God, why is my voice low? Okay, back then, right, I don't normally love to cook. Do you understand? It's not because I'm too lazy or I can't cook, but it's because that sometimes I find it too boring. Do you understand? So what I normally do is that when I'm cooking, right, I take my iPad and put it on the kitchen slab. So whenever I'm cooking, right, I enjoy my TV shows, my favorite Netflix shows, I watch it with that, right? I found out that I started loving it. I started enjoying it. So you need to look for a routine that works for you and you need to add a task. You need to reward yourself to a particular task that you do. Like me, what I do is that I love to reward myself a lot, Like I might set up a plan for myself that, okay, you know what? I'm going to save this particular amount within 2 months. Then after saving this particular amount in 2 months, I'm going to reward myself with gifts. You can reward yourself with little things. You can even say, okay, when I finish going to the gym, once I come back, I'm going to watch my favorite TV show, you need to reward yourself with little things. Do you understand? With that, right, you're the one controlling your activities. Do you understand? You're not letting social media control you. Do you understand? Because you're putting yourself first. Putting yourself first, right, is another way to reduce procrastination. When you truly love yourself, you notice that you start doing things that you love to do or things that you ought to do. Do you understand? Because you love yourself. So you will do things that you're supposed to do. Do you understand? You wouldn't want to jeopardize yourself because you want to wait for the perfect time. There's no such thing as a perfect time. Perfectionism, right, is a thief of joy. Successful people that we see today, right? They didn't wait to be perfect. They started regardless. So you need to start. You need to start doing things that align with your progress. You need to start. You need to start small. With time, right? You will notice that you become perfect with time, but you won't be perfect one day. There's no way. You need to start small. So that brings me to the last thing on my list here. So you fixing your environment. How can environment, like what is this guy saying? How does environment affect or can cause procrastination? Fine, let me explain. When your environment is cluttered, like when your environment is in a like is dirty, it's not clean, like it's not in an organized setting, you lose focus. Study shows that we think more clearly when our mind is clear and our space is well organized. Do you understand? Like me, if my environment is dirty, to be honest with you, I can't even function. Like I can't, like I feel so lazy. I won't feel motivated at all. Do you understand? But when my space is well organized, trust me, I'll feel motivated. Like if my space is dirty, I won't feel motivated to even shoot this video. To be honest with you, I will lose focus. In fact, I don't even know how I'm going to feel, honestly. But so your environment sometimes, right, can cause procrastination if it's cluttered. So the last but not the least, right, I just want to say this. You don't need to beat yourself up. You don't need to judge yourself because you're procrastinator. No. This channel is all about healing, growth, and glow up. Nobody is perfect here. Like me, myself, sometimes I still struggle with it, with procrastination. But each day I find out that I'm growing. Do you understand? I'm trying my best each day to become the best version of myself. This version is called me versus me. Like I don't know, but I feel like the Rikitrina of before and the Rikitrina of now, they are two different people. Like I've evolved, like I've changed, and I'm still growing each day. So you don't need to be perfect. Nobody is perfect. You don't need to judge yourself. Instead of you dwelling on the past, you need to ask yourself, how can I break free from this? Okay, what can I do? Is this the way? You need to look for a task that you enjoy. The tasks that you do, right, that you find boring, you need to look for something that you enjoy. You add it to the task. Like I said earlier, the way I do, like before, I don't normally enjoy cooking, right? But I looked for something that made me enjoy my tasks. And with that, every day, when you're doing it every day, it becomes a routine for you. Do you understand? So the day that you find out that like maybe you didn't work out today, or you didn't read today, if you feel like something is missing already because you're already used to the routine. Do you understand? So this is it, guys. I don't want this video to be too long. Thank you guys for watching this video. I love you all. If you're a new subscriber, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching this video to the end. I love you guys. See you next week.